now, ladies and gentlemen, we start with your CCBC Essex Knights. A sophomore guard, number 1, Aaron Walker. A sophomore guard, number 3, Ariana Pacheco. A sophomore guard, number 11, Heather Middleton. A freshman guard, number 25, Elena Howell. And a sophomore guard, number 40, Leonie Davis. The Knights are coached by Mike Seaton, assisted by Audrey Fitzhugh, Casey Egan, Ryan DeVoe, and Virgil Kennedy. Ladies and gentlemen, here at CCBC Essex, we invite you to sportsmanship because of the important community in the student academy. We ask you to please refrain from the use of profane. All spectators are being positive and cheering for their favorite team.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the broadcast booth for game number 2 and the final game of the weekend Christmas basketball extravaganza here at the Castle. The Knights are in the closing matchup in a rematch against the Union College Owls. The Owls are 9-1 on the season. Their only loss was an overtime game to the Knights, where they came out losers in a 75-63 overtime thriller. So the Owls looking to play the role of James Brown in the big payback here today in the closeout game, I should say, on this Sunday. The Knights looking for a little bit of revenge, maybe not against this Owls team, but they're looking to put yesterday's loss behind them, their second loss of the year to the Harcum Bears. They came just a few moments shy of a tremendous fourth quarter comeback. Let's look at some of the scores from that game, or some of the scores from yesterday's games from both of these teams that will maybe paint a little picture for today, how today's matchup is going to go. As the Knights have possession to start, the Knights really struggled shooting the ball yesterday. 22 of 63 shooting overall as they hit their first 3 of the afternoon right there. And what a welcoming sight as they went 4 for 29 from downtown yesterday. Kiki Walker gets them started with an early 3. The Knights out to the first lead. The Owls, how do they answer? Picked up the dribble in a tough spot. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gotta go, gotta go. Corner 3, off the front iron. Heather Middleton with the rebound. Powell moves up to Davis, and Davis is fast. But Speedy Gonzalez, she is not. The ball just a little bit too far out in front. That's the game's first turnover. Some numbers for the Union Owls in their game. They were able to hold off the Dragons in game number 1 on Saturday. Emphasis on hold off because the Dragons were just minutes away from pulling off a tremendous second half comeback. Oh, and Pacheco with our first invite to the block party. Davis pulls up in transition. Cash money. It's a 5-0 start. Knights got a chance to run there, and run they did. And rolling around the rim. Can't find the bottom, though. Knights looking to continue the run. Kiki Walker again. Heather Middleton again with the rebound. Davis. And the Knights are 0 for 2 on that possession. Both of them open looks from downtown. And no and one opportunity, but everybody off their seats after that. Nice little crossover into the painted area, hanging amongst the trees, earning the trip to the line. some numbers for Union that really tell the story of their game yesterday against the Dragons. Union was able to force 19 turnovers, I should say, 10 of which coming by steal. So they got 10 steals and forced the Dragons into 19 turnovers in that game. Heather Middleton kisses the front of the iron. And gets another rebound. That's now 3 early rebounds for the shooter. Walker, Hezzy, Powell, no hesitation. Cash money once again from downtown, and it's a quick timeout for the Owls. Almost 3 minutes into the first quarter, and the Owls have watched the Knights put 2 threes on the board. And they want to talk a little strategy. Talked about the Owls were able to force 19 turnovers in yesterday's game. You look at the Knights and how many turnovers they committed in yesterday's game. They only committed 12 turnovers, but they were able to force the Bears into 21 turnovers yesterday. That was a big part in what helped them make that comeback effort a possibility in the second half. 8-2 is the score to start things in the first quarter. The Bears, the Owls, I should say, they were the ones who took the timeout. What kind of adjustments do they make post-timeout? They've got no answer for Davis right now. And Kiki Walker got a hand on that one. Davis kicks it around. Couple of quick passes. And it's one and done. The Knights are showing no hesitation on the trigger for the three-pointer here today. You got to think that was a strategy session before coming into this one. We want to be quick. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Do not get discouraged. If they don't start falling early, guess what? They'll eventually start falling. At least that's what you got to tell yourself. That certainly didn't end up being the case in yesterday's game against the Harcum Bears. You thought at some point the threes were going to start falling for the Knights. Just never was the case. But, hey, that was then. This is now. One of the nice things about having a game right after a loss like that is you get a chance to immediately throw it out of your mind and pretend like it never happened. Well, maybe I guess you don't fully pretend like it never happened. You just put it out of your mind and grow from it, learn from it. The Knights had won 6 games in a row before that loss yesterday. Coach Cini was 35-0 at home as the head coach of the CCBC Essex Knights. All good things must come to an end. So that 35-0 record did come to an end, but how is this season going to come to an end for the Knights? Still a lot of time left in this game and in this season for the defending national champions. Space created down low. Dickey fed the big. Couldn't get the 2 points. Owls put the brakes on. Working it around the three-point line. And that is now a 10-6 ball game after the Owls find the three-pointer. Good ball movement from the Knights on this possession. The ball not sticking in anybody's hand. Quick to get rid of it, quick to move it around, quick to find an open shooter. Owls. Cross court. 3. 1 and done. Ashley Dickey, leading scorer for the Knights coming into this weekend's contest. 16 points per game is her average. Had a game yesterday she'd like us all to forget about. And it'll stay right here. Dickey got into the painted area, got the defense to focus on her. Found the cutter, just couldn't be caught cleanly. The biscuit stays right here on this side of the court. Only 9 seconds for the Knights to do something with it. They got to get it in the oven. Powell, hesitation, spin. Shot up by Dickey. It's good. That was a great job of understanding exactly how much time they had to work with. Got the shot off, got the basket. 13-6, under 5 minutes to play in the quarter. Into the painted area, and there's the travel. And greasy wheel slipped a little bit there before the pass was dumped off. Knights looking to make it a run here to close out the quarter. They'll regroup, 15 on the shot clock. Ashley Dickey wants the isolation, and she'll get it. And the bank's open on Sunday afternoon. And a foul committed. On the transition, the Owls just beat the Knights down the court that time. And they'll let the substitutions check into the game. Or I should say just substitution. Quick trigger on the inbounds pass. .15 on the shot clock. Owls running out of real estate. Defense smothering here for the Knights. Knights looking to run. And she walked right into that three. Ashley Dickey caught the dribble handoff. Took a couple steps, did a little dance. Can't do that. 15-6. 9-point lead, the Knights. Much different start to this day. Oh, nice ball fake. And the bank's open on the other side for 2 points for the Owls. Can the Owls put together a run to close out the first quarter? The strong start to the quarter for the Knights won't matter at all if the Owls can put together a run. (15-8). 21 seconds on the shot clock for the Knights to work with, as they will have it on the inbound. Got to get that ball in, and they just do in the nick of time. Swinging it around. Oh, and an invite to the block party sent out by the Owls. 3 in the corner. And that will send the shooter to the line. And that's a frustration foul. You got to close out, but you got to close out with control. Got to give the shooter space to land. That's been such an emphasis at the NBA level over the last few years, ever since the Kawhi Leonard injury in the playoffs. The old Zaza Pachulia play. That certainly wasn't that. There's definitely been much more of an emphasis on giving the player space to land, though that one we did see some contact on the hand from Dickey as well on the three-point shot. Coaches love to see the effort, just a little bit more control next time. And it's been a strong defensive start to the game for the Knights, limiting the Owls' chances. The Owls went a long stretch without even having a made basket. Their first 3 points all came at the line. And then, of course, since then, they've only put 6 on. And it's 2 for 3 from the line that time for the Owls. 5-point game, 15-10. Middleton has checked back into the game. Quick trigger on the 3. Davis chases the offensive rebound and earns a trip to the line. Heather Middleton, one of the few returning players from last year's national championship team, as one of those returning players also returning into the game, Pacheco, who had a big-time block in the earlier stages of this first quarter. Middleton, definitely the sharpshooter on the team, but being tasked with some more dirty work over the last few games. Noticed Heather Middleton hitting the offensive glass extra hard in yesterday's contest, creating some extra opportunities, and they really needed that because the shots weren't falling. That went a long way in creating the second half comeback chance. Oh, what a play, what an effort. The scouts will notice that one. Powell kicks it over to Davis. Middleton for 3. That one's good. And the Owls bench upset about a no call there. Middleton forcing the steal on the other side. Powell. It's a late whistle. Owls got to be smart here over the next minute and 41 seconds as the Knights going to come close to getting up to their largest lead here if they can hit some of these foul shots. And there it is. Their lead pushed to double digits for the first time here today. And now an 11-point lead. The Owls got to find some rhythm, got to find some stops defensively. Make that lead stand right where it is. Oh, that's not what they needed. Turnover. Though the Knights turn it right back over themselves. The smile on Davis's face says it all. Communication breakdown amongst the two guards. Another chance to stop the bleeding. Another missed opportunity for the Owls. Trying to thread the needle with the pass. Maybe trying to do a little bit too much. Now Coach Cini wants to see his squad slow it down a little bit. Quick passes. Powell putting the brakes on. Finds Davis in the corner. And it's one and done. Good offensive set. No made basket, though. The Owls trying to cut into that lead. Kick out. Into the painted area, left-handed floater, just a little long. Davis initiates the contact. Cannot finish. Owls running. Shot clock and game clock separated by 2 seconds, and it don't matter at all as they walk into that shot attempt. Another unforced error. Another turnover. That's about 3 turnovers in a span of 90 seconds for the Owls. Not the run they were looking for to close out this quarter. Now they've got to make a stand defensively. They've done part of the job. They made the lead stand right where it is. The Knights haven't been able to add to it. The Owls haven't been able to knock any off of it either. And Pacheco made him hear footsteps. Middleton with the tough board. And that is waved off, no basket. And Pacheco with the tough chase down. And then Middleton fighting for the loose ball, making sure the lead does stay right where it is. The Knights, a comfortable 11-point lead headed into the second quarter. Where will it be headed into halftime? Or will they still have the lead? You're going to have to stick around with us and find out. Strategy session had between both teams. What kind of adjustments do the Owls make here in quarter number 2? Oh my, look at that. Just got the scorecard for the first quarter. 4 made three-pointers in the first quarter for the Knights, matching their total for the game in game number 1 yesterday. A tale of 2 cities here in the games this weekend for the Knights. Shots are falling here in this one, and they're in the driver's seat. Go figure. 21-12. Pacheco, spin cycle. Oh, and the Dirk Nowitzki impression. I've seen that before. And Pacheco with the solid defense on the other side. The sophomore playing like one here today. Kiki Walker, another sophomore, with some heads-up play. No one stop ball in transition. I'll take that 3, please and thank you. 26-12, largest lead of the game. Pacheco cutting off the oxygen offensively. Well, the fire still burning on this possession as it stays right here with the Owls. Offensive player had the ball right under the basket, and Pacheco said, "Where are you going to go now?" Nowhere. And a foul committed by the Knights. That will put some fresh time on the shot clock. Kiki Walker with the steal. And then the steal on the other side, or at least I should say just the poke away, because possession stays here. The transition opportunity certainly killed off there. Owls got a chance to work in the half court, and it works in their advantage. Defense got a chance to step up, make a stand, and they did exactly just that. Though it is another unforced error for the offense for the Owls as they walk into that shot attempt. That's a nay-nay. Davis bringing the ball up, taking her time. What a fast-paced second quarter this has been as Ashley Dickey steps into a three. 2 minutes into this second quarter, and it's already a much different feel. The Knights are really rolling. The Owls are reeling. They've taken a couple of punches in a row. Can they start punching back? And there's another travel that is back-to-back possessions ending with an unforced error. You know, every great tennis coach will tell you, you limit the opportunities you shoot yourself in the foot, will go a long way in making sure you're competitive in the match. The Owls not competitive right now, and a big reason is they keep shooting themselves in the foot. Oh, what an athletic rebound. Dickey's lacing this up. Nice move, fighting through the double team. A strong move, and it's a 19-point lead for the excuse me, let me try it again. It's a 19-point lead for the Knights. There's so many teams and so much action here this weekend. Starting to get confusing. The offense is starting to get confusing for the Owls as this Knights team is rolling here as we approach the halfway point of the second quarter. 33-12. The Knights are feeling themselves right now. They have put yesterday's loss in their rearview mirror and come out firing here today. Back to the action on the court. The Owls wanted to talk strategy. What kind of adjustment do they make? Heather Middleton once again getting a hand on the biscuit. Owls for three. That's good. And that is a huge sigh of relief for the team in white jerseys. Dickey can't hit, but Walker chases down the miss. Davis goes the opposite direction of the pick, hangs up there amongst two white jerseys, and it's a good defensive stand. Another athletic rebound from the Knights. 4 minutes into the quarter, and Ashley Dickey, the basket waved off. Foul happened before the shot. I was going to say, he waved that off. It should be an inbounds. If you don't ask the universe for anything, you'll never get anything. Ashley Dickey was asking for foul shots, but she won't get them there. But you got to ask. Couple of crisscrosses on the inbounds, and there's a steal from the Owls. They're looking to run. That's 5 unanswered points for the Owls now, 33-17. Back-to-back defensive stands. Can they make it 3 in a row? They can. Can they make it 3 trips into the offensive zone with made baskets? Spin cycle. Oh, my. Nice move. Smashing that O button, spinning around the defender. Knights trying to make sure that magic number is just 3. Oh, Middleton with a solid pick there. Good recovery defensively from the Owls, though. Dickey with the one-on-one. And she's fouled and will go to the line. Frustration written all over the faces of the Owls. They thought they had 4 straight solid defensive stands. It was not meant to be, says the referee. Middleton down on the ground, away from the ball. Could have been, I'm sure, the wind knocked out of her after a really, really tough screen that she put on, though she's not putting any weight on a leg. Definitely a tough sight for the Knights. Heather Middleton with some really gutsy play already here in this game. Hope to see her return soon. Under 5 minutes to play now. Knights to the line. (34-19) is the score on the big board after Dickey hits the first. And it's a 1-for-2 trip to the line. Owls quickly into their offensive zone. Step back on the baseline. Chase their own miss. They're the first ones on the ground. Jump ball. Where's the possession arrow pointed? The other way, says the referee. Knights have possession. Love to see the effort. The Owls were quick to get on the floor there. (34-19). Swinging around, one more. Powell for 3 on the other side. Powell is good. 37-19. Davis Got him spinning around like a top. And the Knights will slow down. Davis in transition had the defender having no idea where she was going. Here's Powell. Lost it. Got it back. And where's it going? Jump ball. Possession arrows going the other way this time. And Elena Powell got caught trying to do a little bit too much there. Ashley Dickey checks back into the game. Owls trying to put together what it takes to put together a run here to close out this second quarter. Can they find the recipe? Can they find a little something? And Ashley Dickey comes up holding a finger. May have jammed one on the ball. Possession stays right here with the Owls. Saw the look on her face right afterwards. Always a tough one when that happens. 15 on the shot clock for the Owls. Jumper hits a couple of different spots on the rim, but doesn't go down. Powell spinning around. Knights are in the offensive zone, trying to feed the big down low. Pass is just a little bit too high. Good job of ball denial. Had the position, just couldn't get the pass down low cleanly. 37-19. Largest lead of the game for the Knights. And the bank is open for 2 points on Sunday. 37-21. And a foul committed on the dribble handoff. Only the third foul committed by the Owls in this quarter. Only the fourth foul committed between the two teams in this quarter. Both teams have done a great job of playing defense without fouling. As the bonus not in anybody's mind just yet. And, oh my! And what looked like a strong defensive stand ends up being a trip to the line for Powell and the Knights offense. Looked like they cut off the driving lane, but got a little ball and hand, says the referee. And Powell makes the first. The Knights have had two players set up in their defensive zone through most of this second quarter, really trying to make sure that they limit the Owls' chances to run in transition. When your opponent, I should say, is struggling to create offense with any kind of consistency, you make it that much harder on them when you're able to limit the transition opportunities. Nothing coming easy here for the Union Owls. Can they find the strategy? Can they find the adjustment they need to make to get back into this one? 39-21, the score on the big board. Timeout taken by the Knights. There's a lot of questions and murmurs around what kind of attitude the Knights were going to have coming into this game after that tough loss to Harcum yesterday. But they quickly put that behind us. Kiki Walker came right out of the gates, hit a big three to kick off the offense, and the Knights have not looked back since. We threw the ball up for the opening tip. As you see the steal and then quick score in transition, 41-21. The Knights put another on the board. A tale of two cities for both of these teams. The Union Owls were in the driver's seat through pretty much their entire game yesterday against Howard. And the Knights, oh, Heather Middleton back in the game and sending out invites to the block party. Now the drive, oh, an early shacked in the full moment for Middleton. And offensive foul, Davis putting the body on the line and getting the charge for her team. They don't just hand those out, gotta earn them. And it's been that kind of day, or at least that kind of first half for this Owls team. You got the stop for the Knights on one end. The Knights don't get the basket. You think the Owls could come right back? Nay. Nothing coming easy here for this Union Owls team. Coach Cini not happy with Powell right now. Wanted her to move a little bit quicker. They lollygagged their way into that offensive possession, and it doesn't go their way as the offensive foul. And now under 90 seconds to play in the first half. The Owls looking to make up a little ground here. Close out this quarter on a strong run. Have the fans thinking something else going into halftime. Get this sour taste out of their mouth. Behind the three-point line. Offensive rebound, and that one's pretty. If style points counted for anything, you'd get 4 on that one. Man, that is really tough to see from where I am. Certainly some contact, but contact is not illegal. That's the thing. It's too much contact. It's excessive contact. The defender's allowed to touch you. How much contact? The referee saying too much there. (41-23). Powell with another trip to the line. And that is not what the doctor ordered. Though sometimes you got to stick up for your team, the coaches will tell you. So it's going to be 4 shots at the line for this Knights team. Powell has 2 on the tech and then 2 on the foul. And the tough first half continues. So these are the technical free throws. And there it goes. They'll adjust it. And now here are 2 more for Powell. Three for 3 from the line. 21-point lead now. Somebody's got to get up there because if she misses, she's the only one going to get a rebound. Doesn't matter. Four shots at the line. And, oh, okay. They got the ball afterwards, so that is why no one was up there. That makes sense. Scratch that. My bad. Davis working it around the rubber band. Pacheco got possession, and it's an offensive foul. It's going the other way. Pacheco trying to plead with the ref, saying the pushing and shoving was going both ways. He wasn't hearing any of it. 45-23, the score on the big board. The hopes of a late second quarter comeback have gone out the window for the Owls. That's another invite to the block party. And the swim move for Davis on the other end. Shot clock turned off. Owls can hold for the final shot. Powell got a hand on it, saved it. Now they'll look for the buzzer beater. Oh, what an invite to the block party. And there will be no buzzer beater, as it would have been a travel. The referee was ready to call the shuffle of the feet. And a nice defensive stand to close out the quarter for both teams. Though offense at a premium for only one of the teams, the Knights. A commanding lead headed into halftime. 47-23, the score on the big board. What will be the score when we hit triple zeros and the contest for the weekend comes to an end? You're going to have to stick around with us at the Castle and find out. right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and ready to start the third quarter, ready to start the second half. And the Owls are hoping they found the adjustment needed to get this thing back to a more manageable spot in this third quarter. They got to take one step at a time. They got to do it one step at a time. Some tales from the tape looking from the first half. The Owls shot they shot 8 for 31 from the field. Look at the other side, 15 for 32 from the field for the Knights. 19 rebounds for the Knights, 21 rebounds for the Owls. So the size advantage could be their ticket back into this one. Hit the offensive glass, create a couple of extra opportunities for yourself, and there is a huge and one opportunity for the Owls. What a spark plug for them to start the third quarter. Caught it in the corner, one move, and she was gone. Maisha Ellis, only 2 points in the first half. Already matching that here in the first 26 seconds of the third quarter. And a tough sight. There's an injury for the Knights. Checking out of the game, Heather Middleton been dealing with a bad leg for most of this day today. Hope for a speedy recovery for her. Powell with the ball, that's Davis. Now Powell has it. Kiki Walker in the corner. Comes up just a little short, and it's one and done. Owls trying to run. They have not had many opportunities to run, and that's offensive foul. Wow, an offensive foul. We'll send it the other way, the Knights. My, oh my. Seems a little late for a call like that, especially in that situation, as the Owls had secured the offensive rebound before the whistle pull. Regardless, tough break for the Owls. And that one's going the other way. It's another one-and-done trip into the offensive zone. Owls put together a couple of nice defensive stands, and now getting the offense rolling. 47-29, big three. Going to continue to stack good defensive stands on top of one another. Can they continue to get stops? Powell drives in, kicks out to Walker. It's good. And a timeout taken from Coach Sini. And the Owls have a new energy here in this third quarter, almost 2 minutes into the third quarter. And they put some stops together. They've gotten some baskets on the other side, but the Knights still a ways away from them. Some more ground needs to be made up for the Owls. Are they able to do it? Will they be able to do it? Owls with possession, having to work in the half court after the made basket and timeout from the Knights. Step back jumper, it's good, and the offense is really starting strong in this third quarter. Back to a 19-point lead. Walker, a little long, rebound, and the putback. And what a great display of how far effort will get you. The Owls earning that trip to the line simply because they beat the Knights down the court. Getting the friendly roll there off the iron. Good hustle move there from Johnny Young. Beat the Knights down the court, earned the trip to the line. That's 2 fouls committed already by the Knights in this quarter. And oh, an invite to the block party. No, a jump ball. There's a fight for it after the offensive rebound. And the Owls stuck with it. Dribble drive and the jab step and the turnover. Saw the jab step and then the little drive move to get the jumper, but forgot to put that ball down on the court before the drive. Still a 20-point game. Powell for 3. Add another on the board for the Knights. 55-32. Pacheco with the rebound. The Owls were trying to get that 3 points right back. Powell got her own miss and went 0 for 2 on this possession. How about 0 for 3? Knights doing a good job. They fought hard. Those were clean looks at the basket for Powell. Got to stay aggressive. Just weren't falling. Owls spin move, the floater, and the bank still open. Back to a 55-34. Hard fought rebound. Kick out, the 3. Offensive rebound for the Owls. Baseline jumper a little closer, same result, 0 for 2 on that offensive possession. Though the size advantage for the Owls starting to rear its head. They've hit the glass, the offensive glass in particular, a lot harder in this third quarter. If they could combine that with some made baskets, they could maybe turn this game around. Davis drives, loses it. Another look at it. How about a third? And the third time's the charm. The Knights hitting the offensive glass hard as well. Under 5 minutes to play in the quarter. The Owls still trying to make up ground. 15 on the shot clock. Drive baseline, one more pass. And a great assist. And man, oh man, where was the offense like this in the first half for the Owls? If they could have started the game with this kind of energy, we could have a much different game. But hey, that's then, this is now. All they can do is work with what they've got in front of them, and they've still got time in front of them. They've still got time on their side. They've taken the first step. Can they take another? Long pass. Good catch. Turn. And it's one and done. Now on the other side, and one opportunity. Everybody on that Knights bench fired up after that catch and make. Both teams are running the break hard, and that's an offensive foul. If you're an Owls player, coach, or fan, you're thinking it's just not our day. How do we get one? How do we buy one? Because how many times in this quarter alone have we seen the Owls beat the Knights down the court only to then be denied a basket? That time with the whistle. A tough day at the office for the Union Owls. Though the Knights filled with a lot of vinegar here today. They were fired up coming off the loss to Harcum in yesterday's game as Scott got the offensive rebound. Dickey with the hesitation, makes one more pass. And Powell ends up with it in her hands. And it's no baskets on that trip into the offensive zone. Cross-court pass, knocked away, but then secured by the Owls. Just over 3 minutes left to play in the quarter. Got to get a shot off. Knights running in transition. They didn't have numbers, but they did have a step, and that's all they needed. 61-36. Owls lost it, regained it, could not hit. Ashley Dickey in and out of traffic. Powell, baseline. Basket waved off, a foul before the shot. Got a hand on the pie, but also got a hand on the body, says the referee. And that is the fifth foul committed by this Owls team. So it's foul shots from here on out for the final 2 minutes and change for the Knights. Two for two from the line. Steele, Knights running in transition. Scott for three. Owls under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Dickey with a clean interception that time. She can Deion Sanders high step her way into the end zone on that coast-to-coast move. Wheels about falling off the bus here for the Owls in the late stages of this third quarter. Ashley Dickey in and out move off the side of the iron and earning a trip to the line. Chance to add to the largest lead of the game here for the Knights as Dickey could push it to 30. Much different feel to the end of this third quarter than the beginning. Remember, the Owls came out of the halftime break with a really strong start. Looked like they had taken that first step into putting together a nice little second half comeback. The Knights have adjusted themselves, though, and answered a run with a run. And now they're in a very commanding spot, 67-36. The Owls going to keep fighting. Good closeout defensively, but an open three in the corner just missed by the Owls. Handoff, Dickey. Knew it was a make. It's going to be a full timeout taken on the court with just under a minute to play in the third quarter. So we will take a quick break with the two teams. 70-36 the score on the big board. The Knights still out in front.
Isaac, use it. Wait.
And we are back ready to play the final 50 seconds or so of this fourth quarter. Davis with the interception and then the coast-to-coast scoop and score on the other side. Three in the corner is good for the Owls. Shot clock turned off. Knights can hold for the final shot of the quarter. Davis, the three. Owls, buzzer beater. No good. 72-39 is going to be the score when we start things in the fourth quarter. Just 10 minutes left in this Christmas weekend basketball extravaganza live from the castle.
Get into it. You got this, Heather.頑張れます.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at the Castle and ready to close out the final quarter of the weekend. The final 10 minutes of this basketball-filled weekend at the Castle. The final basketball weekend filled up. Let me try that one more time. Our final weekend of basketball this season and this year. This will be the last time you get a chance to see the Knights this year. Still some season left for them, but March will be here before you know it. We'll be coming back to school after the holiday. January will be here, and then it is the march towards March. Every team after the holiday will be thinking about how can we put our best foot forward and make sure that we are playing our best ball headed into tournament time. This may not be the season the Knights thought it was going to be. More losses in the L column than they certainly thought there was going to be at this point, but hey, you could be the team that gets hot down the stretch, earns a trip to return to the national tournament, and when it's 1v1, winner take all, who knows, any given Sunday. The Knights have the experience on the team, multiple sophomores on this team who were a part of last year's national championship team. Could they be putting together a return trip to the national tournament? Still a lot of leg room for this team this season. Much different feel to this season than prior seasons, as the target a lot more clear on this Knights team's back as they come into this season defending national champions. Feels like the ring ceremony was months ago at this point, given the way the season has gone for the Knights since then. Though if you zoom out on the season as a whole, the Knights have 2 losses to Harcum, and then they have 3 losses to Division I opponents. They're not going to see those opponents again this year. They're not going to see those opponents in the national tournament. And I would bet money, as we see the Owls lace a 3 there, I would bet money that Coach Cini thinks they could handle the Bears if they get another shot at them. And they will get another shot at the Bears this season. Knights with possession after the whistle. A lot of confusion on that call. Not a lot of confusion there, as Pacheco had one thing on her mind when she caught that one in that position. Turn and shoot. Earning a trip to the line. A hard fall afterwards, too. Let's look at some of the numbers for this Knights team through 3 quarters. The Knights shooting 10 for 29 from downtown, 24 for 45 from the field through 3 quarters. They pulled down 30 rebounds, which matches the total for the Owls as well. Both teams have had pulled down 30 rebounds. Big difference, though, is the turnovers, as Union, 19 turnovers committed by them, 13 steals forced by this Knights team. The defense came to play. That's a travel. And indeed, there it was. Fell down, tried to get back up. Can't do that. And a 30-second timeout taken on the court, so we'll stay right here. 76-47 is the score on the big board. The Owls, as we were going down the season rundown for the Knights, have put together a really nice run to start this 4th quarter. The tale of 2 halves continues for this Owls team. The offense has flowed much more freely in this second half, and you think this game could look a lot differently if the offense would have been firing like that on all cylinders from the word go. I know they were really looking forward to this rematch against the Knights team. This was an overtime game. Last time these 2 teams went head-to-head on Union's home turf. Here coming into the Castle, the Knights, they're in buzzsaw mode, as Pacheco tried to shut off the driving lane, was unsuccessful as the bank continues to be open for this Owls team. Got those 2 points back and one more as Ashley Dickey fires the long 3. Another possession, another shot, another look. And it's 0 for 2 on that trip into the offensive zone. And a Kyle Bowler impression there. You haven't seen a pass that bad in a while in Baltimore. Stumbling and fumbling the rock out of the hand. Easy turnover for the Owls. Three in the corner. No good. The Owls pull down the rebound. Ashley Dickey stops ball. Forces the Owls into a tough shot. Approaching 5 minutes to play. Pacheco waved off. Offensive foul. It's going the other way. Offensive rebound. And 2 shots at the rim. No baskets there. Walker running in transition and slowing it down. Good defensive transition there from the Owls. Crossover, creating the space, cannot hit, and another athletic rebound pulled down from the Knights. Moving it around, Scott for three. Everybody up out of this seat. And the Owls will get those 3 points right back. You can see Jayla Scott, the way this team feels about her. Doesn't get a lot of opportunity to check into the game, but when she does, everybody's up out of their seat, ready to watch her go to work. She could be a special player in the making for this team. A freshman not getting a lot of playing time, but hey, could be a sophomore getting a lot more playing time next year. You also could be a freshman creating more playing time for yourself as we head into the later stages. Remember last year, Heather Middleton, a freshman on the national championship team who had a couple of stretches of some struggles last year, but was, of course, a key contributor when the team made their run towards the Final Four and eventually towards the national championship. Doesn't really matter how the season starts. It's all about how it ends. And both of these two teams are off to good starts to the season. How will the seasons end for these two teams? Union, 3 minutes and 30 seconds away from being handed their second loss of the year. And both of those losses are at the hands of this Knights team. Union came into this weekend extravaganza with a record of 9-1, 6-0 in the conference. They'll, of course, be falling to 9-2. But still a really strong start to the season for them. Only time will tell where it will go, though. The Knights came into this weekend 8-4 on the season. And after the victory today, they'll be improving to 9-5 on the year. Three in the corner. Long. And the rebound. Kiki Walker running and gunning for two. The Knights possibly flirting with triple digits for the second time today, or excuse me, for the second time this season. Which also seems like such a change of pace for this Knights team. Remember, it was 2 years ago the Knights ran the table, undefeated regular season, had the two leading scorers in the nation at this level, went all the way to the Final Four and came up just a little short. And then, of course, last year's team got the job done. Scott looking for her third three. A little bit of a heat check moment there for Scott, maybe. Won't get the three, but will get the two on the putback. The Owls for three. Indeed, 91-61. What a frustrating turn of events for this Owls team. If they could have got the offense rolling from the jump, this would have been a much different game because they have really hung around with the Knights in this second half. They were just in such a huge hole headed into the second half that they were never able to really make up any ground. Two minutes left in the contest. Turn. And the whistle will blow it dead. Taking a little break with the action as the referees decide who they're awarding techs to. We know there's double techs, I think both on the bench, but I think there was 2 techs awarded to 2 separate coaches regardless. Shoot some foul shots on one side and then shoot some foul shots on the other side. Somebody out there, somewhere out there, Rasheed Wallace is screaming, "Ball don't lie." Scott with one more. And it's a 2-for-4 trip to the line for Scott. And the Knights 2 minutes away from moving to 6-0 against this Union team, dating back to 2019. Excuse me, I should say 7-0 because their 6th victory was earlier this season. Not a lot of teams at this level Coach Cini hasn't had success with since taking over the program in 2019, since the return of the program in 2019, I should say. Speaking of that return of the program in 2019, pretty cool to see it come full circle with Coach Cini and the coaching staff, as point guard on that 2019 team is one of the assistant coaches on the team now, Casey Gagan. As the two teams trade three-pointers in the final minutes. Scott trying to continue to stay hot. Owls running in transition, and they earn a trip to the line. Yeah, I think the Knights, of course they know, coming up on possibly hitting triple digits for the second time this year. What a better way for them to put their best foot forward and close out this 2023 season, or excuse me, 2023 year on a strong note. And even beyond then, what a better way for them to really put out yesterday's loss to the Bears completely out of their mind. 96-67. Pull-up jumper, and that's an invite to the block party. Another three from the Owls. This one touches the front of the iron, but possession stays right here as the bag fumbled away by the Knights. 96-67 is the score. Owls get it in. Good closeout defensively. The Owls thought they had an open three, and they do eventually. Just comes from a different spot. And the rebound had by the Knights. Shot clock turned off, so the Knights can hold for the final possession here. Just 12 seconds left on this weekend of basketball. What a perfect weekend of basketball for all you Ravens fans out there. You got to join us on YouTube, watch 4 great games of basketball, and then watch the Ravens on Sunday Night Football against the Jaguars, a team they've oddly really struggled with throughout their history as a program and as a team. So good luck to the Ravens tonight, and good luck to both teams on the rest of the season. Good luck to all the teams who were involved this weekend for the rest of the year. The Knights will take some time off for the holidays, and they'll be back in the new year. Check out the CCBC Essex website for the next time you can catch this team in the 2024 year. Aaron Thomas, hoping you enjoy your holidays, and for the last time in 2023, saying good afternoon, good evening, and good night.